Hello and welcome to another episode of Mind Map. Today's topic of discussion is inclusive growth. First of all, we will discuss what is inclusive growth, why should growth be inclusive, elements of inclusive growth in India, and steps taken by Indian government. First of all, let's discuss what is inclusive growth. As per OECD, it is economic growth that is distributed fairly across society and creates opportunities for all. It refers both to the pace and pattern of growth, which are interlinked and must be addressed together. Also, it is a process and the outcome where all groups of people have participated in growth and have benefited equitably from it. It is the growth that reduces disparities among per capita incomes in different socio-economic groups. Now let's understand why should growth be inclusive. To ensure sustainable development and equitable distribution of wealth and prosperity across all sections of society. To maintain socio-economic equality in the country. To reduce the chances of social unrest and backlash from the public. To support the socially and economically deprived people to make their lives better. And ethically, growth should be shared and include different and all sections of society. Now moving on to elements of inclusive growth. There are 8 interrelated elements of inclusive growth as follows. Poverty reduction, employment generation quantitatively and qualitatively, agricultural development, industrial development, social sector development, reduction in regional disparities, protection of environment and equal distribution of income. Now let's have a look at the inclusive growth in India. The idea of inclusive growth was envisioned in the 11th 5-year plan document. Along with faster growth, the document also intended to have a growth process that ensured improvement in quality of life of the people, especially poor, SC/STs, OBCs, minorities and women. On the other hand, as per the Inclusive Development Index of World Economic Forum, India's rank is 62nd out of 74 emerging countries. India was among the least inclusive countries in the group of 20 countries based on 3 parameters of inequality in growth and development, inclusion, and intergenerational equity and sustainability. There are some parameters to consider the level of inclusive growth in India. These parameters are as follows. Poverty. As per the Multidimensional Poverty Index or MPI 2018, India lifted 271 million people between 2005-06 and 2015-16 with reducing poverty fastest. It shows India has been following the pro-poor pattern at the subnational level. But on the other hand, gap between rich and people is also widening in India. Employment. According to the UN Population Report, 68% of India's total population is between the ages of 15 and 64 years, which is considered the working population of a country. But as per the Periodic Labour Force Survey of NSSO, the unemployment rate among the urban workforce was 7.8%. The survey remarks that the unemployment rate for the rural workforce was 5.3%, totaling the total unemployment rate at 6.1%. Also, the informal sector is neither becoming more productive nor shrinking. Gender issues. Low literacy of women along with 20% drop in female labor participation is a big concern. Ineffective governmental women-specific schemes show no increase and improvement. Regional disparities. Factors like caste system, rich-poor gap creates a system favorable to specific groups than others. Weak and inadequate Panchayati Raj institutions are failing to deliver on the promise of inclusive growth through inclusive governance. Now lastly, let's discuss about the steps taken by India government. The government of India has been committed to inclusive growth through initiatives like Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. The Protection of Civil Rights Act 1955 provides punishment for untouchability practices. Social welfare programs such as the Manrega and the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana have helped reduce poverty and promote financial access for the underprivileged. Initiatives like the Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan and Skill India for education and skill development. Programs such as Jan Dhan Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, and Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana have enhanced financial inclusion. Schemes like the NRLM and Deen Dayal Upadhyay Grameen Kaushalya Yojana focus on promoting rural development. Women empowerment is promoted through Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao and Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana with aim to empower women. The National Health Mission, Ayushman Bharat and Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana are initiatives that focus on improving healthcare access and affordable housing for vulnerable sections of society. The Digital India campaign aims to bridge the digital divide, including those in rural and remote areas. There is a long way to go for India to achieve inclusive growth. In the process, some aspects should be considered like a more regulated system is needed to ensure equitable access to land, credit, basic services like shelter, health, education. There is a need for transformation of Panchayati Raj institutions to enhance decentralization. Implementation of public digital infrastructure along with transparency is needed. And women-led development is critical in every aspect of inclusive growth. Now it's time for the practice questions. First of all, prelims question. This question was asked in 2011 also. Which of the following can aid in furthering the government's objective of inclusive growth? 1. Promoting self-help groups. 2. Promoting micro, small and medium enterprises. 3. Implementing the Right to Education Act. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. 1 only, 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, or 1, 2 and 3. And now mains question. It is argued that the strategy of inclusive growth is intended to meet the objectives of inclusiveness and sustainability together. Comment on this statement. So that's all for today. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks for watching.